4:45, a soldier's revealing letter. December 27, 1943. My German friends. On the morning of the second day of Christmas, I read the translation of a German soldier's letter that had fallen into the hands of the Allies. I have seldom read something that so strongly expresses the unimaginable horrors of the Second World War. It is written by a non-commissioned officer by the name of Karl Peters to a woman. The letter reads this way: "Indeed, when we abandon a city, we lay it to ruin. Explosions left, explosions right, explosions behind us. The houses are leveled to the ground. The fire spares only the chimneys, and the whole thing looks like a stone forest. When we have to return to the border, the Russians will not find a single city, a single village between the Volga and the German border. There is no escape for the civilian population here. Without a roof, they must starve and freeze to death. We are about to burn up more of their land." So reads a German soldier's letter from the year 1943. The terrible thing about it is the objective way with which something terrible is being communicated. No human outcry against the monstrous thing that is being done to innocent people. Nothing of that. Nothing human in the good, and nothing human in the evil. Complete inhumanity, Nazism has brought the German people to this depth of dehumanization. It should not be said that these things are a military necessity. It is a military necessity to destroy bridges on a forced retreat, but it is not a military necessity to make a wasteland out of a country, to drive the inhabitants before you, or to leave them for dead. It is not a military necessity to massacre millions of women and children, but that is what is taking place. The letter calls this campaign of extermination total war. But originally this word meant only that every individual takes part in the effort for victory. The National Socialists have made something different out of the phrase. Total war for them is war with the aim of total extermination of the opponent. In the entire history of civilized Europe, there has not been anything of this kind. One must go back to the battles of primitive tribes to find that which is being done today by the Nazis. The war of annihilation. There is only one difference. The modern war of annihilation is more thorough. The means of destruction are so much more powerful that only now has a total war of annihilation become possible. German soldiers who hear these words, do you consent to this recurrence of ancient barbarity? Do you consent to the annihilation of large parts of the Russian nation? Can you stand by and watch that? Have you once thought about what that means for the future of Germany? The enemy armies are approaching the German borders. Having seen the wasteland of their own country beforehand, their cities, their churches, their families have vanished. Nothing has remained other than the crushed earth of their homeland. And now they are coming into the land whose occupants have done all that to them. What feelings do you believe this will arouse in them? There are crimes that are so great and dreadful that they drown out the voice of wisdom and restraint within everyone who has witnessed them. Such crimes are being committed today in the name of the German army. Why don't you think about your future and that of your children? One day those wastelands will again be built up. But from one generation to another, the story of the desolation of the land by the Germans will be told. And for many lifetimes, the guilt of the Nazis will be a burden on the German nation. My German friends, do you really know what sort of an abyss the Nazis have dragged you into? Do you know that a war of annihilation sooner or later always means the annihilation of both sides? It has been said to the German nation that it shall not be enslaved, but it has to meet one prerequisite for that. It must separate itself from the Nazis. It must refuse to become further guilty in the crime of the war of annihilation. continue to burn, says the German soldier's letter. The German people, the German laborers and soldiers should answer the Nazis. We will not burn any further except you and everything for which you stand.